Good afternoon. Yeah, almost in the evening on the East Coast. Good evening, everyone. It is September 23rd, 2023, and we have had a really nice week of selling. I'd mentioned coming into this week what I was looking for on the S&P was to take out this low over here, and really I wanted to see us target this monthly low over here. That's what we got. We had a nice, quiet, kind of short covery day, low volume. You can see that these mediocre volumes here on Monday and Tuesdays we're covering, and then Wednesday with that FOMC session, strong negative close, and a really indicative of strong selling with Globex that night, that Wednesday night to Thursday morning, that had, I think, only a point or two on the ES of trade above the prior day's low, above that Wednesday low. This thing was just selling off really cleanly, and then continuation all day on Thursday. Just we kind of diddled around, and then just a strong sell into the close. Friday as well, and you can see the volumes ramping up on these sells. Friday, I was actually expecting once we took out that overnight high, accepted above the initial balance high, all that sort of stuff. I got taken to the cleaners on on this Friday yesterday. I was bid against the overnight low. I thought we'd be able to maintain the bid, but instead we got a third day in a row of really strong selling. Now, news-wise, what do we have? Not a ton. Tuesday, just some S&P, HPI bullshit, consumer confidence. Wednesday, just some durable goods stuff. Nothing major. Friday, Chicago PMI, U of M. Yeah, you got FOMC Williams as well. Thursday is going to be the main news day that I'm looking at. GDP pre-market and then JPOW at the close. So I imagine we will want to be flat by about 3 p.m. before individuals start flattening out their positions. I don't want to be a part of that sort of volatility. Luckily, he's on after the close, so for the majority of the day, I imagine should be pretty decent trade. It might be a little bit quieter towards the close or a little bit unexpected. I'm gonna be chilling after about 3 o'clock, and I'm not gonna touch this thing. Now, in terms of overall structure of this market, you can see we had our swing high, nice move downwards. We had a thrust come up, and now this breakdown on strong volume. And we're looking at this over here. If you're looking at an even bigger picture, we can take off the drawings for a second. If you're looking at an even bigger picture, you can see, yeah, you got kind of a little head and shoulders thing happening, but I'm interested in this little box right here, kind of this sort of thing. 403 to 420. To me, that's the breakout bid. This is the area that got us out of range. If I had to put a specific number, I'd say somewhere around that 416 up to, I don't know, 418-ish. Somewhere in the teens, I think, is where this thing will get a bid. Maybe it'll run some stops down about 408 or so. But overall, to me, this thing has shown bullishness all year. If we go back to, I think it was March here, yes, that March sell off, unable to take out that January low. Really, we defended the open very well. That price around 384, we defended that quite well and moved on back up. And since then, we've been unable to get even close to that. We made a 21% rally this year so far. So, to me, this is just just the typical September bearishness that we would expect for September. This year has been incredibly in line with seasonal expectations every month, every quarter so far. And what you would expect is some nice selling, and then October, November, December, we can have that ramp into the end of the year. Whether that is to a new all-time high, couldn't tell you. Whether that's to just breaking this 460-ish high, couldn't tell you. But I will be looking for some sort of bid around here come end of month or October or whatever it is. Speaking of end of month, going back to our smaller time frame chart here. Now, Mondays and Tuesdays tend to not really expand the range very much. The -2 standard deviation last week's VWAP sitting at 427 and 3/4. So a little bit under this weekly POC from that 4-day balance or whatever that was. There's your weekly point of control. Here's me saying that I think this thing's a buy on Monday or Tuesday. And in the event that we manage to reclaim this kind of 436 area, that 95% value area low from August, the monthly one, kind of the highs of this session. If we're able to reclaim this, I imagine Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we can get a move up. I don't think it's going to be some sort of giant move up, but I think we'll be able to get some momentum upwards, at least to closing that gap. Same thing on the Nasdaq, nothing too different. Looking for us to take out this monthly low over here, and then start getting that get a buy somewhere around here below that monthly low. -2 standard deviation of last week's VWAP is what is it? It's 6 cents above that monthly low. So if I had to imagine we run the monthly low, catch a bid, and then move on upwards for that Monday session, at that point settlement highs will be pretty low coming into Tuesday. And I imagine we can again get sort of the same thing, a reclaim of this sort of area, get into that weekly halfback and VWAP close, and see if we can even make it up to around 368. The reason I'm looking at 368, really simple. I feel like a bit of a potato doing this. There you go. It's these 0.786 Fibonacci retracement. I've been really liking these things. If you extended it up further, you'd be looking at 375. However, I think we want to be putting on the pressure, looking at a weekly time frame. 368s kind of makes sense to me. That's where we had that strong selling begin. If you were a supply and demand guy, you'd be looking at a drop, base, and drop further. It all just kind of makes sense to me. So overall, we've had a large, expansive week. Let's go back to the SPY for a second, turn off all this crap, go into a weekly time frame. You can see 2 inside weeks inside of this week over here. So this was what, a $13.70 range. Over here was an $8.30 range, and over here was, I think, even smaller. There you go, $8.16. So, and then getting this huge, what is it, $17, $15 range. So, what I would expect is we get a bid somewhere over here, somewhere off of this thing, somewhere on Monday or Tuesday, perhaps. You catch a bid off of there, and then we start reclaiming kind of this area and get a little nice end of month squeeze upwards. Other than that, not really looking at much. I don't think we have a big news week. I think this week it's just looking at where are we going to catch a bid, and then just being aware that it is end of month, that you will get that sort of upward movement. Usually you do get that upward movement. If we were to just throw this on, I'm getting a bit rambly here, but typically going into end of month, here is the last week. I believe, yeah, this was the first week of July, or the first day of last week of July. But here we go, green over here, end of August, green over here. Or is it end of June, green, end of May, green, end of April, green. You get the gist. End of March, green, end of February, green, end of January, green. So, what am I looking for? Green. I don't think it's going to be a huge rally. I think we have a lot of inventory above us on both the Nasdaq and the SPY. So take out those lows, get a move up, have a green week, and yeah, I think we'll be able to catch some shorts who've been excessively short these past couple days. Anyway, hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Have a great night and trade safe this coming week.